She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another dame, she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another dame, she solving another case. Cause she litigate with dignity and grace.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. How are you guys doing? We have been covering a really interesting case that happened last week. A little kid was kidnapped, unfortunately, and this case has been really suspicious. And so I covered it the first day. I talked about it. If you haven't watched part one, make sure you watch it, because I'm going to break down what happened initially and then go into details. But basically, this cute little boy on the screen was kidnapped this past weekend because his dad was involved in some mess. He's 7 years old. He is a cute little boy. His dad is involved in some sketchy lifestyles, y'all. And again, you got to watch part one. But basically, his dad is seen on some particular pictures and on his Facebook with wads of money and just very sketchy photos. I'll show you right here. He also has a rap song where he's talking about being involved in trap lifestyle. And if anybody knows what trap houses or here's a photo right here. Anybody is familiar with trapping or trap house lifestyles, what that means is that they're involved in the sale of illegal drugs. And he also has sketchy music videos that evidence this type of lifestyle. So you can see anybody who is working a 9 to 5, they're not going to be out here with wads of cash like this. Who do you know who works an honest, decent living is going to be out here with wads of cash? It's just he's obviously involved in some sketchy stuff. Like, look, he's just out here with wads of cash, stacks of money. Everybody knows, it's obvious what lifestyle this father is involved in. And so people are very suspicious. This case has gone viral. When the little boy who was 7 years old was kidnapped, people started to wonder, well, why was this little kid kidnapped? It sounded real suspicious. We had an initial video surveillance, which I'm going to show you. But before I do show you, I want to show you this music video first that he did, just so you know what I'm talking about. This was his recent music video that I showed in part one. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hold on. Are we in part one? Okay, let me show you really quick. I did it in part one, but I'm going to show you just real quick before we get to the updates. So what we covered in part one, I was showing you that the dad is involved in some suspicious stuff. He goes by S85 twin. And the reason why he goes by twin, because he actually has an identical twin. They look exactly alike. And I'll show you the photo of the twin. I mean, in fact, they look so identical. I actually mistakenly thought that he was the one arrested. The dad was the one arrested, when in reality it was his twin brother that was arrested, not the father of the 7-year-old, because they look identical. So it's hard to tell them apart. And I'll show you a photo after I show you this music video. But getting back to the music video that I posted in part one, this is a music video that the father was involved in. And you can tell from the music video, just listen to the words. They're carrying firearms and so forth. He's talking about trap music. This is the father of the 7-year-old boy that was kidnapped, and this is his friend. And notice the names here. You can tell that they're involved in some type of street gang. He's 785 twin, and then his friend here is 785 cash. It already tells you they're involved in a gang. That's already a triggering indication. And not only that, but the wads of cash and the fact that he in one of his songs, he's talking about trapping, then that also shows evidence of the sale of illegal drugs. But just quickly, I'm going to play this video to show you the lifestyle that the dad is involved in that could have led to his sons being kidnapped.
That boy is different, man. I stay throwing up. Right. I can't trust none of these bitches, cause I'm knowing they not right. While I stay clutching on this pipe, while I stay clutching up at night.
Think it ain't slime, asking what I did to my homie. This dog shit, moms, look at all this shit I got on me. If it don't work, can you just call when you get lonely? Random Morocco, we turn trap phones to trophies. Fuck one time, like why you acting like you know me? Eye for a nod, these hoes be loyal for the moment. Fuck it, fine shit, this ain't even the hoe I want it. Running through bundles, I still a blow it on design.
I stay throwing up them foes cause I'm a 8 and that's for life. And I got wounds and I got stripes and I got trauma, but I'm alright. I can't trust none of these bitches cause I'm knowing they not right. Why I stay clutching on this pipe, why I stay clutching up at night. Okay, this dumbass bitch think I'm fucking her friend, so she tryna fuck on my mans. That's why I can't trust no bitch, they get mad, try to put dirt in their hands.
So as you can clearly see, they have firearms in this video. They're talking about throwing up fours. That's usually throwing up certain hand signs that can be gang affiliated. And also the fact that they're talking about, throwing up their pipe, which is the firearms, shows that the father is involved in some risky lifestyles that are criminal activity that could have led to his son being kidnapped. And so I went on to the father's YouTube here, you can see, and I played the video here that was on the father's YouTube channel. He has like another song here, and if you listen to the lyrics, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. This is the little boy's, Jamal's father's YouTube in this video he just dropped.
And still all I need is my headphones. And still all I need. And still I just need my mic and headphones. Headed to the south, all I need is the flip phone.
My nigga 2 for the goat, these other niggas bait.
Trapping ain't dead, I'm just swiping, put your hands low, sneaking.
If you don't know keywords, you would have missed that, but he clearly said trapping ain't dead. And as I mentioned, trapping is the sale of illegal drugs. And I already showed you photos of him carrying wads of stacks of dollar bills, which shows he's not in a decent lifestyle. And he's associated with people who are raising up gang signs. And he also has a name that's associated with a possible gang 785. So you can clearly see this guy is involved in illegal stuff. Let's just play this a little bit more.
On the south, I'm just hoping I don't move on. Just cause I'm fired, Fetty telling Maddie keep his boots on. 40 gram of G, this shit'll really keep your lights on. They all that I got, I could never treat these hikes wrong. Really lost it all, had to pawn it on my ice gone. Only God can judge me, Granny said I live my life wrong. Only God can judge me, Granny said. And still all I need is my headphones.
So I wanted to play that first to let you see, okay, this guy is not on the up and up, and he's got his son involved in some sketchy stuff. Not to mention, the young little boy's mother is also involved in illegal activity. She herself has recently been arrested after this incident. But before I get to that part of this, so the poor kid is involved in a household with two criminals who are involved in illegal activity. Some people have said that the mother is also involved in the sale of illegal drugs. And I'll get to that. But you can see here the little boy's father has a twin, which is very interesting. So the little boy that was kidnapped, his name is Jamal Wright, right? And the father of Jamal has a twin brother named Jamal White. Isn't that weird? It's weird that the father named his son after his brother instead of himself. You know, they usually have a junior. So that's why it was confusing in part one when I thought that it was the father that was arrested, because the person that was arrested was Jamal White and looked just like the father of the child, Jamal White, little Jamal White. So the names are all over the place. So you can see that the little boy who's kidnapped, his father has an identical twin, and they're both involved in very sketchy lifestyles. Okay. So after the little boy got kidnapped, and let me just show you the first video that we seen before I show you the new video, because there's new video that has come out and come forward. Let's see. The first video that we had of little Jamal White. Here it is. This is the first video. I don't know if it's gonna play. No, this one won't play. It's probably gonna play. It's it's in all these posts here. because new surveillance has come out, and I'm gonna play that too. But I just want to play the first one before we get into the new one because this story is crazy, guys. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Like, oh, this is the new one that I'm gonna go into. It's just the more information that comes out, the worse it is for everybody. Let's see. These are like the police reports, guys. So sorry. I don't think they're gonna have it in here. So you know what? Before I get, because the Jamal White's mom is a hot mess. Okay, this story is so deep that there's like so many different details in it. So let me just show you the initial video. Jamal White video kidnapping. Let's see. Okay, so I found it right here. Okay, so I'm gonna play it. So the initial video that we originally was released to us was like a partial video, and the reason why they showed us the partial video was because they were still looking for the suspects involved, and they didn't want to give away certain important information. So I'm gonna play the first video that was released before the child was ultimately found, and then I'm gonna play the new one that the news has just released, which shows some very devastating updates. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not playing the whole thing. But in the original one, the kids screaming, you can't see the whole video, right? So that was just a partial one. I'm not sure why they only gave us like a snippet of it, which is weird. Um, but now recently a new video has been released. And this one is very concerning because this one shows the full coverage. And that one is not good. So let me show you the new one. Let's see the new one. Okay, the new one is here. So when people saw this updated video, you could see a lot of disturbing things in the video. First thing you can see is the father's pulling in right there. There's his car and there's the little boy. He's following next to him because he was racing his dad after the park. Now you see that Jeep that did the initial U-turn, and there's two suspects that come out. One suspect you can see is chasing the father. The father goes into the house, leaves his little boy out, and then the second suspect is chasing the little boy. A lot of people got frustrated because they were wondering, well, and then the second suspect grabs the little boy, puts him in the car. So everybody was wondering, well, why did the dad go into the house? I mean, people were ripping him apart on his Facebook, which I'll show you guys. And this is the initial video. Um, this was the initial video that was shown to us before he was found. So I was trying to show you this one, and I don't know why they only gave me a part of it, but here it is right here. So you can see that's the car that was following the father and the son, did a U-turn, now following them. This was what authorities first sent out to us. So that was the video that everybody first saw, right? And at first, nobody knew that the father had went into the house, like I showed you the first time. That the father left his son outside to be vulnerable and to be kidnapped. And then what made it even worse is he never went back to go in his car to try to chase these suspects down. So people became enraged. When they saw the new video that I just showed you. When this new video came out, everybody became angry because they were wondering. Let me take the sound down.
All you have to decide is what.
So when people saw this updated video after the child was found at a trap house, which is disturbing because the little boy was eventually found the next day after people saw that initial video that I showed you of him screaming and crying profusely, they found him in this house. And this house is known to be a trap house. Like I said, a trap house is where illegal drugs are sold. And so when the officers came to this house, there were a group of people in there. There were tons of other children in there besides little Jamal, who was kidnapped inside this trap house. And this is quite ironic that his son was found in a trap house because as I shown you initially, the music videos and the things and words that Jamal's father raps about is about selling drugs. He talks about trapping ain't dead, meaning the sale of illegal drugs is not dead. And he's flashing stacks of big dollar bills, which is not normally what you see from a person who works a regular, honest 9 to 5. So after this happens, this man here on the screen, his name is Corey Williams. He ends up getting arrested. Now, what's suspicious is this man is also following little Jamal White's mother on Instagram. So he knows Jamal White's mother. And now this case just turned even worse, okay? Because after that whole thing happened, now we have found out that Jamal White's mother got arrested the next day after this. So now her name is Siobhan Williams. She is on a warrant hold, and she has a no bail warrant. So little Jamal has been found, but he was not returned to his parents, which everybody was suspicious about. It turns out that he is in with CPS. He's in child protective custody. And normally when a child is kidnapped, we never have good news, right? But if we do get good news, the child is immediately, and they check over the child. They do questioning of the child to get any evidence they need. And then the child is returned back to their biological parents. But in this case, it was very odd because when the child was found, officers then put the child in child protective custody. And within the matter of a day, the mother of the son, which is this woman here, Siobhan Williams, she was turned around and got arrested, y'all. And there's a lot of rumors online. They're all saying that she was arrested for basically lying about the situation, fabricating and making up a story about the kidnapping, when in reality, it turns out that is not the case. So if you're hearing that rumor, that is not actually what's going on. The fact is, this woman is being charged for a prior crime that she did, and she had a warrant. Okay? She had a warrant out for her arrest. And so they arrested her right after this kidnapping, and now she's in custody in a no bail warrant. And that's why the poor little boy is in child protective custody. Now, let me show you a little review of who the characters are involved, because it's getting more crazy than that. So we've got the mom here. She's in custody. We got the suspect, one of the suspects. He's in custody. And what's suspicious is that we don't know where the second guy, because, remember there was two guys that came out. One guy chased the father. One guy chased the son and took the son. It looks like that other guy is still on the run, because I haven't heard of him being arrested. Little Jamal is now in child protective custody, and the uncle was arrested the same day as well. So people were starting to think, oh, the uncle, who is the twin, he is the twin of the father that I showed you. He was arrested specifically because the day that the little boy was kidnapped, he shot outside because he saw a car kind of driving around the area. So he became suspicious. And so he shot in the direction to try to protect the family. However, he ended up missing the targeted car, and he shot into another house. Luckily, no one was killed, so he's very lucky about that. It turns out that the car that he was shooting at was actually a father and son who was just driving past. Like, they were not, trying to rob them or harm them. But the twin brother, who lives also at the same house, shot outside because he was afraid that those robbers had come back to finish the job. And the father of Jamal is under the impression that those individuals came there to target him, to rob him. He says he did not suspect that they were going to take his son for ransom. So that is what's going on right now. Let me show you the current news reporting that is talking about actually, before I show you that, let me show you Jamal's, here's the thing about the brother. I'll show you his photo. There's a couple of other photos. This story gets crazy and crazier, guys. Mom's arrested, uncle's arrested. The father's luckily not arrested, but we'll see how long that lasts, right? Let's see. Okay, here it is. So this is the twin brother, Jamal White. He was the one that shot out to protect the family, because he was under the impression that basically they were going to come and finish the job off. They were going to rob the house. So he shot, and now he's in jail. So we got two of the parties in jail. The father is free, but it's interesting that he does not have custody of the son. So that's sketchy. And then here is another news report that's talking about the uncle who was arrested that gives more details about his current status.
Of 7-year-old Jamal White is behind bars on a $20,000 bond. Jamal White was the boy that was found on Saturday after being taken at gunpoint Friday night. And Jacob Murphy is live from the scene of the abduction after an update on the young boy and his family. Jacob?
Well, Jessup, this is the area where Jamal was taken last Friday night. I talked with his aunt this morning, and she said at that time, Jamal had still not been home. We reached out to MPD today for his location. They referred us to CPS, who were unable to comment on his location today. A criminal complaint says that Jamal's uncle, Jamel White, shot at a car on Saturday while the search was ongoing on the same street that his nephew was initially taken on Friday night. This is video from last Friday when Jamal White was first taken. He was found on Saturday night, but during the search, his uncle Jamel White was arrested. A criminal complaint says a father and son saw Jamel on West Eustis before he started to shoot at them. The complaint says bullets went flying into a nearby home and into a tree. White was found in a home on West Eustis after hiding the gun because he was scared for his family. He was in court this morning, where there was debate whether or not to consider the circumstances of his nephew missing at the time.
This was a high-pressure, tense situation with a missing child. Missing child that is a family member of two Whites.
For reasons that are unclear, turning around and firing at a vehicle that drove down the street. Wow. Many people are on that same block investigating and reporting on an abduction of a child. This defendant is the uncle of that child.
Jamal's uncle, Jamel White.
And that's so traumatic. Like, imagine the uncle is sad and traumatized because his little nephew has been kidnapped. There was two suspects that came out and tried to rob his brother, his twin brother at that. And he's merely trying to protect his family because he thinks these robbers are coming back to finish up the job. And now he's in jail with a $20,000 bail. That is so sad and it's so tragic. And I really hope that the judicial system has empathy on the twin brother. He was simply trying to protect his household. Maybe he overreacted by shooting immediately, but what does he suspect? Just that same day, his brother was almost robbed and his nephew was kidnapped. So it's pretty sad that he's in jail. I don't know about the mom, but him, I empathize with.
It remains behind bars tonight and will be in court next Tuesday for a preliminary hearing. Jessup, Natalie, back to you guys.
So that was pretty traumatic. So now we have uncle who's facing a brand new charge of a felony. So this was all the crazy stuff that was going on. Now, after little Jamal was found, there was a whole social media frenzy, guys. So Jamal White's father right here, that's named Mal, and his little son Jamal, who's now in child protective custody. I don't even know where this little cute baby is. But he starts going on social media, responding to people because people are, they are lighting up this man's social media. So this is what he posted about. Actually, let me go to his real page, but because I want to go chronological order of what he was posting, because he was going in on everybody. So this is his Facebook page. So the very first day, okay, after he found his son. His son was placed into child protective custody. That same day, the father posts this, and he says, "Free top." And then it says, Jamal White, which is the uncle of the little boy, was arrested. This post is showing arrest information only. This information does not infer and imply guilt of any actions or activity other than arrest. Okay. So people are like, dang. They're like, they start going in on him. They're in the comments, ripping him apart. This person's like, this kid looks more like the uncle than the dad. Maybe that's why he took him. They're accusing the uncle of kidnapping the kid, which is fake news And like I said, the real reason he was arrested because he shot at the vehicle that was there a couple hours later that was just simply driving in the neighborhood, who he just thought was maybe a new person coming to rob him and his family. So that's why he shot. But people are saying stuff like, so the guys came for the brother, they twins. The dad ran in house. He the good twin, no weapon. The son was taken. Good twin left him to fend for himself. Dad came outside, hitting the back of the trunk. No urgency to go in pursuit or nothing. Yeah, that was a big red flag, as you can see in that second video. Father runs in the house, abandons his little son, right? Then his son gets kidnapped. And then when they take off, he didn't even get in his car to try to follow them. He just punches the back of the car and just stays there. That to me made everybody get enraged. I mean, people are chewing him up, and we're going to go into the comments. But this is one of the comments. He was like, why weren't they out in the streets looking for him? Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Something tells me brother knew who he was beefing with. Hence, they came to the doorstep. I got all that from a lot of comment reading. So that's true. It's like these brothers, they have caused all this drama to come to them, like I said, because of their lifestyle. They're involved in illegal activity, selling of illegal drugs, allegedly, based on the information on their pages. They're involved in gang activity, allegedly, which is implied by some of the nicknames they have. 785 seems like a certain gang out there in that area where he's at, allegedly. They said here, why are we freeing the one who took him? And then they said, so again, that was an implication. That's fake news. Then they said, that's Uncle's son now. He alert like the dad should have been. He should have noticed the car creeping if you driving beside the little boy down the street. So he was saying, they're just talking about how negligent the dad was, that he didn't notice a car was following them while he was driving in the car and his little son was riding his bike. They're all going in on the father. They said, but maybe that's just me. I be peeping out everything. My teen is around me. They said the boy bail is only 20,000. Y'all ain't go bail him out. They said this his stepper. They said free twin. At least he did something to save the internet's nephew. Yeah, everybody has turned little Jamal into his nephew. They said so the dad and mom have both been arrested. And so this was a picture of the mom again. She was arrested too. This is a hot mess. And I already showed you that she was arrested, but this is just her her mug shot that she had. And they said in the context of Wisconsin's Department of Corrections, a hold generally refers to a temporary detention of an individual, usually in the county jail or detention facility, while the DOC investigates potential violations of probation, parole, or extended supervision. So Siobhan Williams had a warrant out for arrest, apparently because she had violated some type of parole that she had. People are alleging and saying that she was also involved in the sale of illegal drugs and had criminal record on her. So, I mean, both of the parents aren't any good, okay? So this was the initial one that he posted that day after his son was found. And mind you, he still hasn't even got to touch and hold his son. Now, after that, he posts this now. He says, because people started going in on him, calling him all kind of names. They're like, look, this dad is not really responsible. So he posts this on July 14th. He says, y'all foul as L, painting them crazy ass narratives. Even the police treated me like I'm the bad guy. As long as my baby's straight, all that ever mattered. I still ain't seen my baby face to face. The police locked me all day Saturday, questioning me, even when, and I don't know, this poor grammar. Ian told everything I knew, all while my baby was still missing. Free top, meaning free his uncle. Basically, he's saying free his twin brother who's arrested. I don't owe nobody none but BJ. Baby J. So Baby J, he's talking about, I don't owe anybody's son. So this was the photo he posted with that particular post. He said, you shouldn't want him to see your face. Last time he saw it, you were making a mad dash in the house, leaving him behind to be kidnapped. Poorest excuse of a man ever. Yeah, that's how people all think about him. They're just...
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to church with my sister Pat, but last year I wouldn't mind going to church with my sister Pat, but last year she was in church 5 hours. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going.
And so he posted all these pictures of his little son. Let's see. That's another picture of his son. Another cute little picture. He's so cute, isn't he? He's like, everybody loves this little boy now because, you know, after yeah, so everybody loves this little boy now. So he's posting that. You know, you could tell this guy is in a rough life, involved in some illegal stuff. Like he just looked like he not up to any good. He can't even write. He can't even write proper English. So we're gonna go back to his main page. So that was what he posted. Let's look at the comments. The comments were pretty jacked up, if you know what I mean. People were going in on him in the comments, if you know. Okay, let's see comments. It said should have kept. Can you see this? Okay, you can. It said should have kept this post in the archive, little mama. They said when you heard him screaming, bro, you was supposed to jump into action. Yes, oh, this grammar is so bad. Yes, it's safe. No thanks to you, but you did fail him as a father and a man. They said you closed the door behind you. They said he's a runner track star. These people don't know how to write, guys. Let me show you like a more summary of the comments that I feel are more relevant. So like I said, he wrote this taking how foul people are. Already went over that one. Then he wrote this later. He said, hell yeah, I ran, because people were like calling him a coward. They're like, why'd you run? You know, they said, I would die for my kid. But he basically was responding to the people in the comments saying, hell yeah, I ran. I'm thinking they trying to rob me, not take my damn baby. Y'all slow. We both alive, and my baby tried to get away like I taught him. God has had us the whole time. Obviously, I did right. My baby's safe. So he said that in response to people calling him a coward. And this is what people said. They said, get in the field, soft A, N-word. They said, you said last one in the house get took. They said, you wouldn't be my baby daddy no more. That's a damn sure, buddy. They said, you know how fast I would have hopped in my car, chased shit down. They said, how you felt as a man running in the crib, locking the door while your son screaming for you. He definitely the man of a house now. So they're all just ripping him apart. This person says, he's a runner, he's a track star. They said, oh my gosh, that baby, your twin. Then this person says, so for the ones that say and stay strong or don't, let those people get to you are sick. These people's grammar, they all have poor grammar in there on way. So him running in the house, leaving that baby behind was okay. Hell no, it was not. You left that baby running for his life. They still got him. Should you be feeling guilty? Hell yeah, you should. And you can tell that they knew who they was after all. They just didn't pick you randomly. But that fact is that you ran and left the baby. You will never forget that. This person says, I don't know, that baby was so hurt watching you leave. Oh, sorry. This person says, I know that baby was so hurt watching you leave him. Kids forgive quick because they love so hard, but that baby will have a hard time trusting you as a safe place moving forward. You let little man down, and it's not being told to you enough from your loved ones. Based off how you keep trying to brush the situation off, ain't enough sorries that for that mistake. So people are like really angry at what he did, right? And these people said, bro, you ran in the house and slammed the door. Then this person said, did you lock the door when you got in? Ain't leave that boy no saving grace. They said, your son gonna beat on you when he get older and find out what you did, buddy. This person said, me personally wouldn't be on the internet right now unless it was a mug shot being posted. Now go slide for nephew. And they said, I said you was the reason that baby got snatched. Sorry. She said, I said you was the reason that baby got snatched. This person says, laughing my A off. It was not tag, y'all was playing the fuck. That all I'm saying. These people cannot write well, guys. It's so sad how uneducated most people are. They said, I'm so glad he's all right. That's the only reason I'm laughing. They said, I was gone smoke Uncle Ice if I was sunny. I don't know what this means. That's all I'm going to say. This person says, I mean, did you at least jog after the car? Like, people are ripping him apart. Look. And this person, she said, I said you was the reason the baby got snatched. Half of y'all would have left y'all child too. This person said, man, you was never supposed to run and leave your kid. They said, no, you really left your son? Man. Like, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of these. These people are like really going in on him. This person that was like, dog, we don't care how many posts you make, Brody. You left your son. That ain't no damn I slipped up moment. That's a core character flaw. Ain't no setup, ain't no brother this, brother that, finna justify that shit. Your kid was in danger and you hit the dash. That video ain't got no edits, ain't no trap, ain't no scheme. Just an N-word who chose fear over fight when his kid needed him most. And now you on the internet talking I won't with my son like this a movie with a happy ending because you lost respect, you lost trust. Real N-words don't gotta get on a net trying to convince folks they did right. Your actions supposed to speak louder than captions. Let's be 100. If that was anybody else on that video, you would have been the first in the comments calling them a deadbeat, saying they are HO, leaving them kid. So don't go get sensitive now. It's you. And then this is what he responded. He said, all that SHIT any outcome. So he's saying that. Let's see what else he said, because he said some stuff in here. He said some real stuff. He started responding, like he started actually responding to people. It was almost like laughable that he was responding. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Okay. They said, folks. Okay, this person says, folks. Can you see this? Let me see. You can. It says, folks, I don't care what you thought. You a man before anything and a father before that. You never leave your son, especially not in danger. That little boy needed you to stand tall, not sprint. That's your seed, your responsibility, your life. I know adrenaline could be wild, but this ain't something you spin to make it sound like you made the right call. You blessed he's safe, and I'm glad he got hurt like you taught him, but don't play it off like running was solid. Own that SHIT, learn from it. It ain't about playing hero, it's about standing 10 toes when your seed is in danger. You could have lost him forever. All that I thought they was trying to rob me talk sound weak ASAB. When the video clearly showed your son got snatched while you dipped. Be real with yourself. That little N-word did what you should have did. Salute to little bro. He the real one in this. It's the fact, even after they grabbed him, you ain't go after him. The car was right there for you to hop in. I'm not waiting on no police, and I just witnessed my son be abducted. This person says, you can tell he ain't see the movie waist deep. He chased him on feet. You had a whole car and just gave up. This person says, bro, you running the house and stuff. Oh, I think this is another one. You know how fast I would have hopped in my car, bro, and chased him down. How you felt as a man running in the crib, locking the door while your son screaming for you. He definitely the man of the house now. So these are all these comments, y'all. They were going in on little bro. He was getting ripped apart. And he was in the comments responding, guys. He was like going in on people. This is one of the comments. So let me show you another one. This is when he said, hell yeah, I ran. So we're going back to his Facebook to show you what he said, because he started like responding. I don't know why he responded to people. He should have just left it alone. So this one, when he was like, hell yeah, I ran into the house. They trying to rob me. He didn't think they were trying to take his baby, which was stupid. But anyway, he said this. He goes, F y'all. He said, F all y'all. See, he got mad. He said, F all y'all, bro. Free my brother. Y'all N-words wrong. He don't have any sense, guys. None whatsoever, right? Let's see. Let's reveal the replies. And then he said, shut the F up. And then he was like, something. He said, he did something to somebody. Then they said, so we talking about the baby or your brother? Who kidnapped him? I'm confused. because like people want to know what's going on. Then they said, so you must can't explain what the F happened, sir, since you on this post being cool. This person said, us surviving not enough, huh? Y'all wanted the dad dead, huh? Hell no. The daddy still get to see his baby. That's the dad. He's on his comments. Then they say, you was never in danger. Any real killers would have smoked you. Run in the doorstep. Stop. Sorry, run in the door. Stop it. They want to babysit your kid or for when they have you right here. And then this person says, I know that's effing right, twin. Then this person says, at least you would have died trying. You worse than a deadbeat daddy. Cause your child was screaming for his life and you ran the opposite way. You could have at least chased the car. This person says, you left your son to be took inward. You was saving yourself, not your son. For him to be screaming your name while you ran in the crib, shut the door is even more sickening. You rather them take your son before your money? If I was your baby mama, I'll still be on acts. I don't know what she's saying. I'll be on your A, something you wearing you out. Damn, now your son will never see you as his hero again. They were just going in, guys. You could see the messages go on and on. It was crazy work. I think he even kept commenting even more. He was like, this is what he said to somebody. He said, how would I know who the F a real killer is the moment of the running on us? Y'all mad my son here. And so they were responding. They said, just dumb and got heart. And they just kept responding, y'all, kept responding. It was just getting so bad, y'all. And he kept responding to these people. Like, as you could see, like he was in the comments with them. He did not care. So, guys, that's what's up with him. He has no remorse. He's saying, F y'all wrong. Then he came back and posted again. He said, first, I set it up. Then my brother kidnapped my son. Now I'm wrong for leaving my son. I know I effed up. Y'all ain't got to tell me my son good. Though y'all wanted to paint every picture of me to be a bad guy, I can't win with y'all. But I won with my kid. Remember this, the internet. So he wrote that. They said I ran straight to the comment like he ran, like he did that door. Dang, they ripping him up. They ripping him up. So as you can see, it goes on and on and on. They're just like tearing him up. We could be here all day. But basically, the only one that's out free right now is Mr. Daddy. But he don't have his son. Mom's in jail right now. That's a shame. Everybody in jail except for him. And he doesn't have his son, which to me is evidence that he's into some sketchy work, sketchy lifestyle. There was a $50,000 award that was actually put out for him for the child to be found, and eventually the child was found. So a lot of people are saying that this whole situation is very suspicious, that it feels that it's the fault of the dad. He's involved in some illegal stuff and he is not doing right by his kid. So that is what was going on with that. Y'all, they was eating him up. I mean, eating him up. Now, people were celebrating after the little boy was found, even though he's in child custody. This was the good news that people found when they... Oh, wait, this isn't the right video, y'all. Okay, this is not the right video. Sorry. People were excited when they found the little cute boy. And so they were celebrating outside. This story brought the whole community together. I mean, everybody. And
breaking news, and it's good news tonight. That 7-year-old boy who was critically missing earlier today has been found. Jamal White, who you see right here in these photos, was missing since Friday night after Milwaukee police say he was kidnapped at gunpoint. Family and community members spent the day searching for him, and this evening gathered near 39th and Lloyd, where family says Jamal was found safe.
Wondering if he was going to make it out alive, you know? Am I ever going to see my mom again?
Our Kaylee Starro was there and spoke with the family and searchers tonight and joins us now with their reaction to the news that Jamal is okay.
She cheers from behind the crime scene tape.
We all got to see him. We all got to say, we love you. He seen we all was there.
For a moment, Raven Jackson and Nikki Harrington got to see their 7-year-old cousin Jamal White for the first time since he went missing Friday night near 61st and Eustis.
We've all had trouble sleeping, eating. Baby J is very precious to us.
Milwaukee police say Jamal was kidnapped at gunpoint and put into a white Jeep that sped off.
Just to think about what he may have been going through.
TMJ4 obtained doorbell footage that some viewers may find disturbing. It shows Jamal ride past on a bike, and moments later, you can hear his screams. It's those screams that brought dozens of people from across Wisconsin to Milwaukee to help search.
I came down as a dad. When I heard that boy was calling for his daddy, as a father, I came. I just came right away.
Many of the people pictured here spent Saturday knocking.
Oh my gosh, did you hear the little boy screaming? When I first heard that too, it really gave me the chills. It captivated my heart. I was like determined to find this little boy, and he like won my heart over. He won so many people's heart over. As you can see, this is amazing. The entire community, y'all, joined together to find this little boy. And as you can see on this news coverage, the mom, like the cousin, or she was a cousin that was just shown here. She was choked up and almost, was about to near tears. This man on the screen, he almost made me cry. He doesn't know this family or anything, and the division, especially especially in this country right now, as it really relates to racial divide. This man here was like joining to find a little boy that's, not even a part of his ethnic group. He was choked up and his heart was won. I was like, wow, everybody was trying to find this cute little boy. Like little Jamal has turned into the internet's nephew. Everybody thinks the little boy is their nephew now. They all love this little boy and they're all like advocating for him. This whole case has gone viral on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Everybody's helping and stuff. So this is just so beautiful to see all these people. Like this man here didn't even know this little boy, and he's almost in near tears. Came out of his time to help find this little boy that otherwise it's going on in our country right now. There's so much racial divide, and seeing he cared for someone that was not even a part of his own ethnic group. He loved a person that he didn't even know, and that's so beautiful.
On doors and handing out flyers.
As a mom, the worst nightmare is to have your kid come up missing. That is the worst nightmare.
That search ended your 39th and Lloyd Saturday evening, where police were seen outside of this home.
He looked at us and we said, "You okay, cousin?" And he said, "Yeah."
A family on the other side of caution tape receiving good news as the Amber Alert for Jamal White was canceled.
Baby J hit home for a lot of people. He's an innocent child. He's 7 years old. It could be anybody's child.
Jamal's family tells me he was taken to the hospital to get checked out. As for who's responsible, neighbors tell me they did see someone get arrested. We have reached out to police for more information, and we will bring you that as soon as we learn more.
But what's weird about this story is, like I said, that we saw in the camera footage, there were two different people that were involved in this kidnapping. There was one guy who was chasing after the father, and then there was one guy who was chasing little Jamal. But only one was arrested. So that's kind of suspect. And now, cute little Jamal, he's still in child protective custody. That's sad. Like, nobody in his family is safe enough for him to go home. Now, here's another person. I told you, like, everybody online has made this cute little boy their nephew. Like, he's the internet's nephew. Look what she said. She was like, they found Jamal White. Thank God. She said, we were stressed. Like, everybody was stressed. Nobody even knew him. She said, but did you know his dad was right there outside when he was taken, which we saw that. He said something isn't adding up. Rumors say his parents' lifestyle might have been the reason he was targeted, right? It says drug ties. Remember, I showed you the videos in the beginning showing the father is involved in possible drug sales, like some of the indications allegedly on his page and in his music videos. Retaliation is another issue. They said this is deeper than a lost abducted child. This is about how fast a child can be collateral. Be mindful of the lifestyle you live, especially when you have kids. And as you already found out, mom is involved in illegal activity. She has prior felonies. She's now in custody with a no bail for a violation of her parole, and she had a warrant. And Daddy is involved in some illegal activity. They call him a failure of a father because he just left his kid there to get kidnapped. Didn't even bother to get into a car to try to go and rescue the kid. He just left the kid there to get kidnapped. That was weird because he knew they were there for him, guys. He knew why those people showed up to his house. He and his girlfriend or the baby mama, they drove, and they caused the suspects to come to that house because of the illegal mess that they were in. Drug ties, possibly owing somebody money. So, yeah, this story, guys, it's turned crazy. Like the kid's still in child protective custody. Imagine this little kid, guys. He was kidnapped. He was ripped away from his family, you guys. And now he's still away from his mom and dad. He's in a foreign place, in a child custody place with all these strangers he's not used to. You know what type of trauma this child is still going through, that he has not seen his mom or his father. This is so sad. And the parents that are even around this kid are not even fit to have him as a child, because have him as a parent, because they in here in criminal activity. She looks so innocent, right? But she out here committing all kind of crimes in jail right now, and she gonna serve a long time in jail. She's not getting out anytime soon. And clearly they don't think the father is safe because he ran off and abandoned his kid in the time when the child really needed him the most. So he's not going to have the kid. And apparently none of the extended family has a child. So that means this little kid is going to be in child protective custody for Lord knows how long. I'm like, I'll take him on. Shoot, I'll take care of him and love him and give him all the love and care he needs, instead of letting this little kid go like that. And this is the wrong photo. Actually, this photo, I told you they're identical twins, right? This is the photo of Jamal White, who is the brother of the father of little Jamal, which is weird. Why did they name the little boy Jamal White when his uncle's name is Jamal White? What's really going on there, guys? This is kind of fishy going on. But this is the brother, and this is his son. This is not Jamal. This is Jamal's cousin. So they have the wrong picture there. But this is crazy, guys. These are the updates. These are the people in jail. Corey Williams is the one that is one of the suspects involved in the abduction. And she is booked in Milwaukee County. This is where it happened, in Milwaukee County, Wisconsin, for unknown reasons, for a violation of her parole. She was booked the very next day after her son was found. Her son was found on July 14th. And then she was arrested the very next day. Same with him. He was arrested July 15th as well. So there was a lot of arrests that happened on the 15th. Okay. So this is so sad, guys. Like I said, people have really said that this has everything to do with the family and the mother. A lot of the extended family involved were trying to take up for the father, saying, oh, he's not a street dude, when everything on this man's Facebook shows that he is a street dude, that he's involved in drug sales, allegedly, that he is getting his stacks of money from some type of illegal practice. And what's also telling is that he's going around flaunting stacks of wads of cash on his Facebook, which makes him a target, whether or not he's in drug sales, which in my opinion, I think he is. But I don't have any real evidence of that, but it looks like from what he's shown on his Facebook that he's involved in it, and what he showed on his music videos talking about trapping ain't dead, and showing all these illegal pills that are not prescribed, like Percocets or whatever he was showing on there, guys. So he has made himself a target regardless, because if you're flashing and flaunting around stacks of large bills of money on your Facebook, then you're going to become a target. People are going to want to rob you. So regardless of what lifestyle they're in, he is the reason his little son was abducted, and now he left his son in the most vulnerable time. Like kids look at their parents as their heroes, right? And this little kid, he admired his dad. His dad was his best friend. And I know that because I've actually saw some of their old TikToks. And he always likes to hang out with his dad. Like they'll make cool little nachos together and laugh and just enjoy each other. Like they're besties, but that's his dad. And imagine this little kid who looks at his dad as a hero, And his dad leaves him while these two criminals come, and one's chasing the little kid down, and he doesn't come out and chase to save his kid. He comes out, right? But he doesn't get in the car. He could have immediately got in the car. He doesn't. He stays there. He stays there. That kid is going to remember that for the rest of his life, no matter what anybody says. He's not going to see his dad as the hero that he once believed. He's going to feel like he's going to resent his dad. And that child has to grow. Children do remember what happened to them, especially at this age. He's only 7. So 7 is the actual age when you start having memories of what happened in your life. So when you grow up, you can remember details about your life at the age of 7. Like I can recall many details of me at age 7. So this little boy is going to remember this. Okay. And one day when he grows up, he's going to resent his father. He's going to remember that day when his father left him to be kidnapped and abandoned him. He's going to feel betrayed. Like he will never see his dad the same. Even though kids are forgiving when they're little, when he grows up one day and he looks back on this as an adult, I think he would see his father as a coward, someone who failed him. And you have to compare this story to a father who left their child out to get kidnapped. We're lucky. We are so lucky this boy is alive. We're so lucky because most stories with abductions involved, they're killed within a few hours, not even that, maybe even an hour after they're kidnapped. They're already unalive. So when I first heard this story, I was not looking positive to see if this kid was going to turn out alive, but I was hoping with all my heart that he would be. But compare this story where the father was a coward and abandoned his child to the story that I posted before about the father that was on the Disneyland cruise. When he was on the Disneyland cruise recently, he's playing like little games with his other family, and his little 5-year-old daughter, she climbs over the rail because, of course, the parents were not supervising the child. And she falls into the freaking ocean, guys. A big old body of an ocean in the middle of the ocean. And that dad immediately got into action, jumped in the ocean right immediately when his daughter did to save her life. And but for him doing that, the child was saved. But that is a father who would risk his life for his child. That to me was the most heroic, incredible thing I had ever seen. Like that father's love for his daughter. He jumped in that ocean. He wasn't afraid like this father who ran into the house, locked the door, left his child to be kidnapped. No, the Disneyland father, I'll call him, he jumped into the ocean, really willing to die with his son. Die with his daughter. Like if he's like, if my daughter's gonna die, I'm gonna die. He jumped in without even thinking twice and put his life on the line and would have been willing to die to save his daughter. That's a hero. And that little girl, she's 5 years old, but she's gonna remember that for the rest of her life. She'll always see her dad as the brave hero, those superheroes you see on like in Hercules and all these different the movies you see where they're brave. She's gonna always admire her dad, but this man was a coward and he won't take accountability till this day. Like I showed you in the comments on his page, all he does is defend himself. He keeps claiming people want to see him die. People want to see him dead. And then he turned around and asked people, would you pay for my burial fees? That's one of the comments he put in his Facebook. Would you pay for my burial fees if I died? And all this just stuff. He's still not getting the point that, sir, you need to take accountability for what you did. You failed your son. You're a failure as a father, and take and own that and do better. And really need to reevaluate and take accountability. But all this father cares about is himself. That's all he cares about. He don't care about his son. He don't care about what he did. He only cares about defending his and preserving his own reputation. So that is the updates in this story, guys. The story is so sad. Little Jamal is still in child protective custody. It's so sad. Like, it's bad enough he was kidnapped, right? And I'm glad that he's still alive. But now he's still not with his parents. His mom is about to go to jail for a long time. She's in custody, no bail, so she's not getting out anytime soon. And the dad is a complete coward. Yeah, he is a coward. He failed his son, and his son will never look at him. So with that being said, I'm going to take a look at the comments before I close out this live to see what you guys have to say. Hi, Bruna. Bruna says, yeah, he didn't do anything. He chickened out. Right. I agree with you on that. Bruna says, not even the cousins that were doing interviews are fit to have Jamal. Exactly. Did you see all those cousins, girl? Oh, I don't know if you're a girl or guy. Sorry. Let me know if you're a girl or guy. Sorry, Bruna. But you're right. Even the cousins, they're all involved in some messy stuff. Nobody was fit to take care of that child. I mean, I would take care of him. Okay. Hi, Island girl. How are you doing? She said, what's up, Island? She said, poor kid. The whole family sounds crooked. You are right, Island. They were all coming out trying to defend him, talking about he's not a street dude. When his Facebook, everything on his Facebook shows he is a street dude. He doesn't have a 9-to-5 job. He's staying at home because he don't have a job. And the sad part about this whole thing is this little kid doesn't even have a grandma because his grandma passed away. So it's like even worse than that. This person says, I'm not surprised. I had a feeling his parents were involved in something illegal for him to be kidnapped. That doesn't happen at random. Exactly, Island Girl. You're 100% on point. And that's what a lot of people was already suspecting, that this father was in some illegal mess. And his Facebook and music videos show it. So, yeah, guys, that's the updates right now. Thank you for commenting. All of your inputs were amazing. Let me know what you guys think about this story. Do you guys think the father is at fault? What's weird is the man that kidnapped this little boy knows the mother, y'all, because he follows the mother on Instagram. So that's even more suspect. Was there a retaliation because of the mother being involved in drug sales? Because there are people saying that mother is involved in drug sales, and that was one of the reasons she is possibly on parole. So there's so much more to this story, guys. It's so sad. And yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe.